Yo, Ski, what's up, everybody, man? Y'all know who I be. It's your man, who? CYGG, man. And today, I'm about to be talking about sports games hitting their peaks and if it is good or bad. The two games in particular that I'm about to be addressing are the two games that's about to release in a short time. One is Madden 20 that will be dropping this month, and the other one is NBA 2K20 that will be dropping September 5th. The day after my birthday. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just got to plug in now, man. Y'all know, man. Hook your boy up for September 4th, man. That's my birthday. Anyways, and what do I mean by, games hitting their peaks? Basically, what I mean by that is, can NBA 2K20 look more realer than it already is? Can the gameplay get more fluid than it already is? What is it that they can add to the game that they already haven't? And I don't mean by other modes wise, I'm talking about gameplay and graphics wise. Also, this question goes towards Madden as well. Can Madden actually look realer than it already is? Can the gameplay actually get better than it already is? Or are we sitting right here witnessing the maximum capacity of the engine that these games are actually using? Now, first off, I want to start off by addressing NBA 2K. Now, if you look at NBA 2K and the contributions that they have made to try to make their game as authentic as possible, these guys have actually reached beyond themselves. Like, think about it. They actually have gotten Steph Curry within the studios. They have gotten most of these guys within their studios to perform in the mocap suits, getting the mocap suit. Like, they actually got the real dancers to put on the mocap suits and actually do the dances that they've invented. Like, these guys have went out of their way to try to make the game as realistic as possible, which is why you can go out and look on YouTube and see somebody recreate a game-winning shot and make it look so accurate to the real life shot that happens in the NBA, because 2K's engine allows for that fluidity. Also, they allow for it by allowing the actual players to come within the studios and put on the mocap suit and do their actual shots and dribble motions, etc. Now, this also goes outside of just dribbling and shooting and faces and all that stuff. Like, these guys make an effort to, if they can't get certain animations within the game, they reach out to some of the best performers, such as dunkers. Now, if you guys have seen some of the dunk animations within the game, some of the guys in the NBA don't have, the time to actually go do these dunks, but you have people around the world who are just as skilled and athletic, who can make those dunks happen, who can go out and get like more creative than your regular NBA star and do those crazy dunks. And NBA make sure they go out of their way to get those guys within a mocap suit. Now, if you guys actually look at the NBA 2K20 screenshot that released, and you see the Kemba Walker face, I don't see much difference. Now, a lot of people like to say, yeah, it looks way realer. NBA 2K20 is going to look way realer than NBA 2K19. In my opinion, it just comes down to the lighting. Now, if you look at the lighting, yes, Kemba Walker is, has more lighting on his skin than he did last year. I mean, so with the Jimmy Butler, I mean, people talk about the Jimmy Butler looks way more accurate than the one, last year. I mean, also within a year, you can grow more facial hair and stuff like that and add lighting, and your hair can get longer and stuff like that as well. He's gonna look different than he did last year, depending on how he takes care of his, face and stuff like that. So with that being said, I do feel like we are witnessing the peak of NBA 2K20. Now, is that bad? No, because the peak of NBA 2K20 is way better than the peak of Madden 20. And that's what we're about to get into right now. Now, once we step back and we actually look at Madden 20, and because, it's dropping this month, if you guys actually pay attention to Madden, a lot of people like to always compare it to All Pro Football 2K8 and say how it's such fluidity within the game and stuff like that. Why can't Madden have that? Now, if you actually look through Madden's past video games, they've never had fluidity. Like, their engine has never allowed for them to have players move in a fluid motion, because their games and their engine is not based on fluidity. is based on animation. Now, first off, I want to sit right here and show you guys a couple of pictures. Now, first off, before we get into the, actual game comparisons and stuff like that, I want you guys to look at these first pictures. Picture 1, take a good look. Picture 2, take a good look. And picture 3. Now, if you look at those pictures, I'm going to be honest with you. One of those pictures is from Madden 18. One of them is from Madden 19, and the other is from Madden 20. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to be looking at that and being like, yo, wait a minute. Which one is from Madden 20? It's the simple fact that, Madden's graphic engine has reached its peak. Not saying that it's bad, because the graphics are good. Like, they look good. The players do look more realistic. But what I'm saying is, you're seeing the peak of it. You're seeing that, like, you're seeing through the faces that they can't go any further than where they are going, because these pictures look so similar. It's hard to go beyond that because they have reached their peak. And just like NBA 2K, they are good graphically, but gameplay wise, there's always a preference being made that they need to improve on gameplay when their engine is already hitting their maximum capacity. Now, if you look at Madden 08, their game looked like this. Does this look like anything was fluid about any of the players? Same thing with Madden 10 and Madden 11. Like, I can go all the way up to Madden 19. Now, if you look at Madden 19 and you see these catches, and I put these same catches by, Madden 20, you guys will be like, yo, the game doesn't look that much more different. Why is that? The reason for this is because the engine cannot push that far, and the engine does not actually allow for that. Their engine is not based on fluidity and getting certain people within the game to have certain type of motions, to accumulate those certain type of motions. Even when they do get certain people in mocap suits, they are not getting the elite of the elite within the mocap suits like NBA 2K is. Now, apparently there was supposed to be some rule about them not being able to get NFL players in mocap suits. Now, you got to think about it. Of course, Steph Curry is going to look like Steph Curry when he is allowed to do Steph Curry things, and he is allowed to showcase his own moves within the game. Marshawn Lynch is not going to look like Marshawn Lynch if he is not allowed to be in his own mocap suit and do his own moves, which is why some dances look weird and quirky, because these are not dances being done by the athletes themselves. These are dances being done by people who we don't even know, and some of these athletes are probably not even the top end athletes that are mimicking these top tier athletes. Now, EA has been having this problem for a while. If you look at NBA Live 19, they tried to do the mocap suit by allowing other celebrities and stuff to come within the game and put on suits and stuff like that. But even then, the gameplay didn't really, serve them all that well, because at the end of the day, the gameplay and their engine is based on animations. Now, once again, a lot of people will look at me and say, how can you sit right here and say that it's based on animation? You're still not giving a lot of concrete evidence. Well, if you look at NBA 2K and all their creation modes, or most of their creation modes from 16 on up, you are able to make wingspan adjustments, shoulder length, body length. All those things come into play because those intangibles play a factor within the game, because they allow fluid motion to take place within their engine. Whereas in EA games, you're not allowed to adjust wingspan or none of that. Even in a basketball game, you're not allowed to adjust the wingspan or shoulder length, because the gameplay cannot account for those intangibles coming into place yet, because they have to get the animation set, which means in order for those animations to set, they have to be attached to a certain height and body weight in order for them to trigger whatever they are putting in their systems. Now, with that being said, if I had to actually ask which game this is going to affect more out of NBA 2K20 or Madden 20, honestly, it is actually worse for Madden 20. Like, it's affecting them more. Like, their peak is actually worse. The reason why I say this is because their games are still playing catch up to other games who have already implemented certain things. Also, due to them focusing so hard on gameplay and trying to perfect that within their gaming engine, it has caused them to take away other things away from their game because their focus has had to be so much on the gameplay itself. And even then, once they perfect the gameplay, it's still going to be hard because they haven't factored in other intangibles. Not every receiver in the NFL that's 6'3" have the same wingspan. Not everybody in the NFL has the same torso length. But in this case, EA does this because that is as far as their engine can go. We are witnessing the peak of it. The only way it gets better is by adding additional game modes. 2K is already in a good place gameplay wise. I understand people complain about the bigs and the pushing and stuff like that, but if you actually had to compare that gameplay to NBA Live 19's gameplay, it is miles above it. I mean, NBA Live 19 couldn't even come close with sales within, if you compare them to 2K. The reason why is because gameplay. And I want you guys to go down in the comments below. Let me know if you think I'm right or I'm wrong. Are we witnessing the peak of these games, or when PS5 and the new Xbox, I forgot what they call it, but when the new Xbox comes out, will we see another step be taken within gameplay, or is this it? There's only a little more that can be added. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Until next time, it's your man Pooh, CYGG, and I'm out.